I was, I think, pegging Crawler.
You were pegging Crawler?
Welcome to Inchworm.
The podcast in which we're inching through worm. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Ted.
This time we read a really terrible cliffhanger chapter. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. R.I.P. to one of our faves.
I mean, certainly Amy's fave.
But, yeah, we'll get there. Any other reactions, or should I tell people what happens?
I mean, yeah, I think you should just tell people what happens, and then I'll do some predictions.
So, the bomb is incoming. Taylor doesn't know it's only the first bomb. She and Steed fly way up above Brockton Bay, and Taylor reflects on how thrilling it is to fly, how quiet it is. As she looks down below, she's far enough away from her bugs that she can't use them to sense what's going on and has to just use her eyes.
Ugh, so weird. Who does that?
Yeah. Pretty soon, the bomber appears, drops dozens, maybe 100 bombs that immediately turn a neighborhood of the city into a carpet of fire. And there's enough of a shock wave that she and Steed kind of have to ride it out in the air. She thinks probably if they hadn't flown up, it wouldn't have been a direct hit on them, but maybe the shockwave would have been worse. But anyway, Tattletale calls. They give their code signals to each other that things are Frog and Leaf, aka green. The rest of the Unravelers and Amy are all together. Crawler will have been freed from his silk bindings. Taylor can't do anything like that again. A lot of her bugs have been killed. Jack and Bonesaw, by Tattletale's estimation, probably survived. They discuss how that might have happened. Taylor speculates, I don't know, the sewers, a bank vault. Tattletale says, well, at least they're pinned down for the time being. If they've gone to ground, it's not safe for them to emerge yet. So we have time to find them. Genesis is making a fireproof body. Sundancer is trying to extinguish the flames using her power. Taylor can start scouting. Legend and Siberian are nowhere to be seen, presumably keeping each other busy.
They're on a date.
Interesting.
No, Legend's in a committed relationship.
They're adopting.
It's true. Well, I guess we don't know that it's monogamous.
That's true. Taylor gets closer to the ground, verifies that indeed a lot of her bugs are dead or dying. She's a little cautious about what getting too close to fire might do to Steed. She sees Crawler. He's having a grand old time, slowly making his way towards the parking lot where the heroes are frozen. And in that parking lot, Ursa is vanishing and Weld is fighting Mannequin. Mannequin has emerged. He's got twice as many arms, and he is throwing cars and trucks and other big pieces of metal to basically create a big precarious scrap heap on top of the frozen heroes, such that when they unfreeze, they will be immediately crushed by metal. And Weld is doing his best to free the heroes and keep Mannequin from doing that. But it's not really looking too good for Weld. Taylor's like, Clock Blocker's timer is like 30 seconds to 10 minutes. So really, they could start losing this fight at any time. It's very unclear what's going to happen to the heroes in Cash's subspace compartment if he just gets crushed by a car as soon as he unfreezes. Taylor doesn't have any long-range weapons, so she calls Tattletale, says she needs gear, and follows a little Sundancer flare in the sky to the location of the Unravelers. She kind of crash lands Steed into the ground. His legs don't really support his weight during the landing. And Amy's a little defensive as Taylor checks to see if the bug's okay. But Taylor's like, oh my gosh, no, he's fantastic. Can you make him bigger? Can you make him easier to control? And Amy says, no, it's not that I can't. I won't. You needed some help escaping, fine, but this is it. And Taylor's like, okay, your sister's being attacked. Amy's expression immediately changes. At first she's like, well, Victoria will be okay. Taylor's like, no, because of the whole thing with Cash. Amy looks even more worried. And Taylor's like, okay, I'm not going to waste my time with this conversation. Gets a grenade belt from Ballistic and a handgun from Trickster. Slings one over her shoulder, puts one in her utility belt. Amy, meanwhile, has tried to improve the
Cruise control,
thank you, on Steed, and says, okay, focus on helping my sister. And Taylor says, I'll help anyone who needs it. And, kicks the kick bar on her big beetle and zooms off down the street. It's not quite how it works, but that's kind of how I imagine it. Turns out cruise control is pretty much useless. Her power kind of acts on its own when she's out of commission anyway. And, she thinks her powers version of cruise control will allow her bugs to do more sophisticated things instead of, getting stuck, in a turn and crashing into something when she's distracted elsewhere. So that's too bad. When she gets back to the fight, the fire is mostly burned out at this point. Mannequin and Weld are still fighting. Weld has been making better progress, and Taylor starts chucking grenades. She reflects a little bit. I probably should have trained with grenades. Mm-hmm. She uses a grenade to blow some debris off of Cash and thinks, oh, gee, I'm glad they didn't unfreeze right when the grenade blew up. And Mannequin looks up, notices Skitter. Weld also notices her and salutes her. Uh-huh. And then they team up to fight Mannequin. Taylor kind of reflects on the difference between the combatants. She compares Weld to, the upper echelons of a human athlete, whereas Mannequin is, superhuman with speed, agility, and reach. However, they are pretty much able to stall Mannequin. He is having to spend all of his time fighting and avoiding them, and is not able to make things worse for the heroes. Unfortunately, Crawler is almost there. Mm-hmm. Skitter signals where Crawler is to Weld and throws a grenade at Mannequin. Unfortunately, Weld also goes at Mannequin at the same time, so Taylor has to say, no, there's a grenade, and then it's very ineffective. And worse than that, while Weld is distracted, Crawler comes up behind him and basically rips him in half. Taylor sees his exposed metal, bones, and organs. Wild. Mannequin gestures something to Crawler, indicating, hey, those heroes over there, spit on them. Mm-hmm. And Crawler starts laughing and goes over to Cash and Clockblocker and covers their immobile forms with his acid. And unfortunately, shortly afterward, Cash comes back to life. His costume immediately starts just kind of burning up, but he's able to hold it together long enough to release all of the other heroes from subspace before, I think, collapsing to the ground, injured. Weld manages to defend Cash during this moment as well. Taylor even manages to, with a single bullet, knock Mannequin prone on the ground.
Yes.
At this point, Glory Girl, Prism, Miss Militia, Triumph are all there. And as Taylor's figuring out what to do next, she sees Weld deciding to switch back to fighting Mannequin as Glory takes over fighting Crawler. She goes for a punch-kick combo, which Crawler avoids. Not retreating far enough, though, that he can't cover her in acid spit. It eats through her fireproof suit, it eats through her white dress, and leaves her just in her, leotard part of the costume. Then Crawler headbutts her. He spikes her into the ground like a volleyball, and the acid gets through her force field. Yep. She immediately, there's an awful description of her writhing on the ground in pain as her flesh starts getting eaten away. Crawler approaches her, licking his lips, and Taylor is not sure what she can even do.
Yeah, I mean, we were due for a down chapter. This was a really fun, action-y one, too. Great to see Taylor getting in there. We got to see Weld fight, which we haven't gotten to do much. We got to see more of Crawler fighting.
Yeah.
Again, really fun.
Yeah, I'm a little less enthusiastic about Crawler in this chapter because...
I mean, pretty terrible. I was thinking it's really hard just from a narrative perspective to deploy Crawler in a fight because he's so powerful.
Uh-huh.
Like, he just doesn't really have any weaknesses. Like, last chapter when Taylor was able to trip him up with a silk, like, that was a great way to do it. Like, they threw a building on him and then she tripped him up. But if you actually have him unhampered and in combat, like, he's just gonna kill everyone.
Yeah.
So it's actually really a challenge. Like, how do you have him in a fight and not, like, hamstring him in some way? Like, he right now is unleashed and his acid is, like, eating down to Glory Girl's muscles. Like, it's really horrible. Like, she's, like, about to die.
Yeah. R.I.P. Victoria. It's not looking good.
Here's what I think. I think Clockblocker is going to come back to life. Unfortunately, his suit will also be eaten by acid, but I think he'll be able to touch Victoria.
Okay.
And save her. I'm not sure what he's going to do about himself.
Preserve her temporarily.
Well,
it
yes, until Panacea can get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he'll do about himself. It's kind of a problem. He's also covered in acid, so, big problem there.
So Amy is the obvious solve.
Yes, Amy is the obvious solve. Of course, if she heals Victoria, what else is she going to do to Victoria? Victoria's not really in a position to refuse that healing. I mean, she probably can't even speak right now. Like, she's not going to be conscious. Like, it's going to be real bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, I think there's what will she do and what will she not do?
Right.
It's a very interesting...
Like, I feel like she should probably just undo what she did to Victoria's brain. I feel a little gross saying that, like, because that's another, like that idea does rub me the wrong way, because that's another invasion of Victoria's brain that she has specifically said she doesn't want.
Yeah.
But it's also undoing the previous invasion of her brain, and I think it's stupid that she doesn't want it. So, like, it's really a hard call. And
if you heal her and don't do that, is that kind of doubling down on the initial thing?
Right.
Or is
that actively maintaining the thing?
Right.
Right. Which Amy did want to do in the first place.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll use that as an excuse not to undo what she did, but,
let's assume that Amy even gets this choice.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction? I
think that she will undo it, because I think Tattletale is the only person who knows what she did, aside from Victoria. And Tattletale has already told her that she should fix what she did to Victoria, and I think she's going to tell her that again, and, like, I think she's going to tell her that's the right thing to do. And I think it's worse for Amy if she does undo it in a way. Like, she's maybe sort of cleared her conscience, but she's also invaded Victoria twice now in this way she doesn't want. And now Victoria doesn't have this extra reason to forgive her. Like, love is a powerful force, right? Like, right now she's just really mad, but, like, as that fades, you kind of have to expect that if Amy doesn't do anything further to Victoria's mind, like, Victoria has this change to her mind now where she's, like, in love with Amy.
Right.
That is worse in a lot of ways, but it's not like it solves Amy's problem for that to go away, because now Victoria will just hate her without this, like, counterbalancing measure. So it'll still be a really tough situation for Amy. So I feel like narratively it's still nice and juicy if she undoes it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think she'll get the chance, because, like, who else could do it? Except maybe Brian.
Well,
but I don't think the hero's going to trust Brian to do it.
I mean, it sounds like you think Glory Girl's going to be around for more than one more chapter.
If Glory Girl dies, then Amy's problem kind of goes away. And I think that's narratively more inert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are still interesting implications. Like, she didn't get to heal things with her sister before her sister was killed. Like, that's a really tough burden to carry. She now no longer has anyone who she loves, who loves her in the world. Maybe her dad. She still has this on her conscience. She now will be extra mad at Taylor and the Undersiders. Like, Taylor couldn't save Glory Girl. So I think that might drive her away. It might kind of drive both of them out of the story a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's it feels like there's more narrative potential of Glory Girl getting saved, Amy potentially maybe undoing the damage, who knows, could go either way, or specifically the damage she caused, and then Amy still being in this sort of amorphous, like, is she with the Unravelers? Is she just helping them for now? Like, is she... If she's helping the villains, does that make her a villain?
Well, I welcome more predictions, but do you want to talk about Amy in this chapter?
Yeah. She was so annoying in this chapter. I feel like she had a little bit of time on her own to think. I mean, not very on her own, but, you know.
It wasn't just time on her own. It was time with all of the Unravelers and not Skitter.
That's true. Maybe she had time away from Skitter to think and was like, no, I need to draw a line in the sand. I'm not helping villains anymore.
It's also... I mean, Victoria was accused, right? Like, that's sort of it's sort of an obvious immediate fallout from that encounter happening so soon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's probably a big part of it. Now, and she's like, I gave you this bug, but that's it. And Taylor's immediately like, your sister's gonna die if I can't go help her. And Amy's like, what? Oh, no.
It's delightful because of how much Pillbug crashes on the rocks just like a couple chapters after we established it. Because, like, even if you think Amy is kind of like, oh, Skitter, like, she's really got something. Skitter in the scene is like, Amy, I don't understand. You're like, this is stupid. I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then she flies away. And, like, it is Skitter's best quip of all time when Amy is like, focus on helping my sister. Yeah. And Taylor says, I'll help anyone that needs it.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh my God. It's
well, the thing is,
beautiful.
This is the thing we've talked about with Taylor before, where she knows her intentions and she knows she's going to help anyone who needs it. Yeah. Like she said. And she just, like, has no patience for Amy not understanding that when Amy, like, doesn't really have any reason to trust her. Though I also understand Skitter's frustration since it seemed like Amy had come around to trusting her and then she's, like, backpedaling like crazy.
Yeah. Like, I almost feel like if Taylor doesn't have her Steed, she's running through the fiery streets to get to the heroes just because, like, somebody needs saving.
Definitely.
Right? Like, she's the only one of the Unravelers who has the mobility to get there. But again, never once does she think, better to back off. You know, this isn't our fight.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know,
no.
And it's, she doesn't even think, like, this is our chance to beat Crawler. Like, she doesn't have, like, a scheme for that.
She's just like, let's save the heroes.
Yeah, she's just trying to save the heroes.
Yeah, that is so clearly and strongly and purely her motivation here. And I can see why she's frustrated with Amy for not getting that. And I can also see how Amy's having trouble overcoming the confusion of, like, wait, but isn't she a villain? Why does she want to save the heroes so badly?
It is, now that I'm saying it, it's well constructed by Wildbow because I feel like he could have been harder on Taylor here if it was like, we have a clue about Jack and Bonesaw.
Oh, right.
And you have to choose between trying to, like, kill someone in the Slaughterhouse 9, you know, embrace your killer instinct.
Right. Saving Victoria
at the cost
is, like, the
of
easiest.
letting all of those heroes get killed and you deal with Mannequin and Crawler later. You know,
yes,
like,
you're so right.
Like, that would have been a different kind of
Taylor
dilemma.
didn't have any moral quandary here. It was just, like, a practical question of what can she do to help the heroes.
She gets to, you know, use the dregs of her swarm to try and, like, search underground to see where they might be hiding.
Right.
But then she has nothing better to do, and of course she will fill that with saving people.
Of course. I mean, she sees that they're in trouble and is immediately like, oh my God. I mean, it's really satisfying because it's also what I feel as the reader, where I'm like, no, all of those heroes are about to die.
And yeah, we love them. Like, you know, we don't love them as much as the Unravelers probably.
Clearly not. No, we don't have the same personal attachment to them, but they're great. I mean, that's my boyfriend Weld there.
Yeah. If Missy and Hannah died inside of Cash's Z-Space and we never saw them again, I would be so sad.
No, that would be the worst. Oh my God. The entire protectorate and most of the wards just, like, gone in a moment.
Yeah. Or maybe they would all pop back out. We don't know how bad it would be.
I guess we don't know. But now they're facing Crawlers, so it's not like he's going to be satisfied after Victoria. So, like, what the heck are they going to do about him?
I know. Though, yeah, I mean, the Unravelers, even though they punch above their weight, were able to basically keep him at bay with, like, 5 people.
Yeah.
So, like,
and
hopefully they can do
touch
similar.
Him. They could get
Clockblocker can touch
him.
Vista has space warping. Like, Clockblocker and Vista are actually super strong.
They're very useful against someone like Crawler, who you just kind of need to hold off.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Clockblocker won't be too incapacitated by the acid.
Yeah, I know.
Incapacitated.
I want to go back to Amy.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think of her basically only caring about Victoria in this sequence?
I mean, it makes sense to me that would be her primary concern. Like, none of these people are her teammates, so she doesn't have the personal connection with, the Protectorate and the wards. And I think hearing that her sister is in that kind of trouble just, like, really, really hits her where she lives. And so it's a fairly human response to say that.
Yeah, I want to be a lot judgier to Amy about it.
I mean, there's also sort of a, like, so that you can focus on saving my sister. Like, I'm not doing this to help you. I'm just doing this so you can save Victoria. Just so you understand my motives.
Oh, no. I read it as Amy is justifying. She's like, I said no to Skitter. And then she's saying, okay, no, actually, I will give you cruise control. But in return, you have to focus on helping my sister. To me, that was her trying to negotiate. And Taylor's like, no, I'm not negotiating on that point.
I mean, I feel like it's more like saving face. That she's like, I just said no, but this is so you can save my sister.
Yeah. I was thinking a little bit, right, it's that theme again about only caring about your family, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's Gru being like, well, I gotta do what I gotta do for Aisha, right? Like, it feels so much, like, worse somehow, like, more selfish. Like, yeah. It's also, like, I think in part because Aisha, when Brian was saying all of that stuff, was like an innocent bystander who was like facing all of these like problems that like a normal person has in their life, that Gru was the only one to, in a position to solve them.
Where the hell is Aisha? Is she just one of them hanging out?
She was with them.
Oh, she was with them
got
last
a little
chapter,
injured
that's right.
when she fell off of Genesis.
Right,
She was with them. If she's not noticed in this chapter, she's probably not using her power right now.
Right. But yeah, you're right. She was in a different position.
I feel like what's different is Victoria is Glory Girl, and she is out there being a soldier. Like, I don't know if she's 18. I get the impression that she's probably
no, because
she
was thinking about joining the wards. Yeah.
So still a kid, but like, it's almost insulting to be like, I want you to go save my sister, but none of her like teammates. Like, I don't know. Like, there's something about like Victoria has chosen this calling.
I mean, I don't know, because the first thing Amy said was like, she's tough, she'll be fine. Lies, actually, it turns out. And then Taylor points out that, like, actually I have to save Cash, otherwise all these heroes will be gone. So to save Glory Girl, Amy now knows, like, Taylor also has to save Cash, which will result in saving all the heroes. So, like, it's not like she's saying, just stand there and protect Victoria.
Yeah. No, I know.
Man-on-man defense.
Yeah, it's just, to me, the way Amy reacts, I guess I'm not willing to give her much benefit of the doubt. I feel like Taylor's read on it, that it's like, it's so immature that you're only doing this for Victoria.
It's a terrible reaction from Amy. Yeah. I do wonder, you were pointing out that her backpedaling is probably connected to what Victoria said to her.
Yeah.
But like, oh, you're with
or just
them
like
now?
Having to stand next to Lisa for 2 seconds.
Well, and that. But if she's feeling guilty, like, if she has Victoria in her head saying, like, you're with these people, you're making her a Steed, you're helping her. If she can say, like, oh no, but it's to save Victoria, it's like a direct rebuttal to the person in her head. I feel like that might be part of what she's thinking. But it's a very childish response in general, and I'm just enjoying how much, like, this all must be making scrambled eggs of Amy's brain. Like, because she keeps being like, no, I'm above them because they're villains. Oh, but wait, I did this terrible thing. Okay, but no, it's okay because I'm still not a villain. Oh, this villain is actually rising above me and saying, I'll save anyone who needs it. Like, there's just this like constant, like, who's good and who's bad. And it's just making hash of her beautiful binaries.
Yeah. That's very well put. I also enjoyed when Skitter lands and is like, oh my gosh, his legs. Amy says, do you know how hard it was to make that thing able to fly? It's not like I've practiced this sort of thing. I'm like, Amy, you're so close to getting it. You should have been practicing.
Yeah, she should have been practicing all this stuff.
I also, with the cruise control thing, it's another great, like, I love it when just, like, something doesn't work out, right? Like, this was actually a bad solution. It doesn't give Taylor anything she doesn't already have. She's not going to use it.
I mean, it's kind of nice that, like, Amy really came through clutch in the last chapter, but, like, sometimes she's not that helpful. Like,
no, exactly. Just have Amy do it. It's not going to be the narrative solve, even if she's around and willing to help, right? But I just have a lot of product design opinions of, like, Taylor has articulated a real problem with her Steed. Yeah. And Amy just went for the first solution she came up with. You need to do some user testing. You need to, like, have a couple of competing hypotheses. It's an emergency situation, Ted. Yeah, you need to iterate, like, start small and iterate.
I'm sure they will. She had to start big to carry Skitter.
Fair.
I'm remembering a t-shirt that I saw at Pride once years ago that said bi, not binary. And I feel like Amy is the opposite, like potentially not bi, but yes, binaries.
Amazing.
Can we talk about how cool Weld is?
Weld! Your boy!
My boy!
Your beautiful boy!
My beautiful boy with his... Now, how are his innards described?
It's the coolest thing ever.
It's so cool!
Crawler's claws tore into him, revealing bones in silver, organs in copper and gold.
So beautiful. He's beautiful inside and out.
Taylor noted that he wasn't wearing the costume, or he didn't need to wear the costume or whatever because he was so fireproof inherently. But unfortunately, he is wearing the fireproof suit tied around his waist because... Wildbow is willing to show us his bones and organs and stuff, but will not show us Weld's melted cock. Like, whatever he's packing is now going to be, like, dripping all over the floor because of the superheating. And I think Wildbow could have gone there. I think we could have made Taylor face it. We don't know someone
if
else.
He has one yet. This is why he listens to music, because he has no other source of pleasure, potentially.
Yeah.
He could have the Ken doll going on.
Yeah. On the other hand, I'm glad we didn't see it because he's underage.
So, he's really great in this chapter, and he's also not perfect. Like, I loved the thing where he, like, salutes Taylor, and he, clearly is like, oh, you're here to help, cool! Which is great, because the heroes have been such dicks about this.
And he was like the one who was nice to Taylor at the Leviathan fight, just randomly coming up to her and being like...
They're gonna fall in love, and she'll have to pet his Ken doll area.
Wow. Skeld? Witter? I guess Welder, but that's a pretty bad ship name.
Anyway, but they're not teammates and they don't know how to work together in this way. Like, I really enjoyed Taylor's commentary on this, where she's like, yeah, you kind of get like a rhythm, a sense of what's going on. And her understanding is that the heavy hitters would take on the biggest challenges, so she's expecting him to go after Crawler. Mm-hmm. But he turns to fight Mannequin, and she's like, oh, maybe with like Vista and Clockblocker, he's used to being sort of the secondary line of defense where they hold off the like most serious attackers, and he fights the sort of second tier because, he can engage in that way. And so they mess it up a little bit. But, they make a lot of stuff work.
Yeah,
until they don't.
I really like that moment. One of the things that occurred to me was sort of like, if Weld was one of Taylor's bugs, this could not happen. So she talks about like synergy with her teammates, but it's a little bit of like the need for communication and planning is something that Taylor is often like, well, why aren't people doing blah, 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 blah.
Why don't they act like my bugs do?
But her power lets her skip that step, right?
Yeah.
And it's also kind of a like, there's so many moments when I'm like, why weren't they just coordinating? Yeah. Right? Like a little bit of back channel coordination between the heroes and villains of the city would help so much in scenarios like this.
I mean, if the heroes had been more open to it.
Yeah. And like the villain, like Coyle and Kaiser kind of had that back channel-y thing going, right? Which is like, between different villain gangs.
Do you think that instead of Skitter, Taylor should have been called the Webmaster?
Oh, no. If Worm was written in 1991, then Skitter should be called the Webmaster.
If she'd been named by Uber Elite, she would be called the Webmaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of the heroes and their terrible attitude towards the villains, this bombing run was so useless.
It was a bad plan.
Really bad. And like, we knew that. We saw that coming.
Yeah.
Crawler wasn't hurt. Mannequin wasn't hurt. Jack and Bonesaw, I guess, are like underground somewhere. But so what? The point was to take them out before they could use their biological weapon on the city, which they've now probably done.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they do that at this point?
Yeah.
The heroes broke all the rules and are pressing them hard, so let's do the thing. And yeah, it was just the worst idea. And Piggot was all like, we've got to end this once and for all. And then came up with the most blunt and least effective plan that could possibly be conceived of. Does she have a better plan with the second wave of bombs? Because, like, it kind of seemed like she was going to use those to take out the other villains.
Right.
Who are now helping fight the Slaughterhouse 9 that she failed to kill, so that's not a good idea.
Right.
It was just the worst plan, and I knew that, and I feel vindicated, but also still mad about it.
And, like, the thing that I was sort of impressed by the maneuver with Cash and Clockblocker to keep them from getting killed.
But again,
like,
it didn't really work.
Okay, so given that his timer could last for as little as 30 seconds, the plan was really the whole bombing run and the ensuing destruction of the environment was supposed to return to safety in under a minute. And
wait. What was supposed to return to safety?
If they're in the parking lot that's getting bombed, that's supposed to be a stable enough environment for them to come out of it. I guess they are in the fireproof suits or something.
Right.
But it was like, I feel like...
Well, I guess she's like, well, clearly the 9 will be killed, so they can just come out of it in their fireproof suits. Like...
Yeah, and then, again, the even just mannequin or just crawler, right, seems to be tough enough to be able to kill some of the heroes, if not all of the heroes, without Skitter there to help them.
Right, the fact that they had Weld was really the only reason that...
But right, if the plan was, Weld will be able to save you, you know, in the event that Clockblocker's frozen for 10 minutes, Cash unfreezes after 1 minute, and you're facing down, you know, mannequin and crawler, right?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like it was way too cavalier with the heroes' lives.
And that was one of her goals. She's like, we can't lose anyone.
Right,
Terrible
if you were willing to lose people, maybe you wouldn't have tipped off Jack and Bonesaw and you would have actually killed them at the cost of killing all the other people.
She was like both swinging too big and being cautious with her other hand at the same time.
But yeah, I just seeing how this chapter played out, it's another one of those things where it's like, wow, if Skitter hadn't been so helpful, the after-action report for Piggot looks a lot worse.
Right. Skitter's kind of saving her butt here.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I mean, we're not out, you know, she still has her whole part 2 of the plan.
Right, but hopefully that doesn't get aimed at the Unravelers, who are, like, the only hope of saving the heroes.
And again, like, probably would have killed Amy, right? Again, this is another thing that, like, would have come up in Piggot's report, where it's like, oh, we blew up Panacea. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You know, she was, like, right there.
Yeah. Well, she wouldn't have been there without... Well,
that's true. I guess, you know, if we're playing with timelines and stuff, then Siberian has already, like, eaten her.
No, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. I wonder if, like, this plan sort of feels like the plan of someone who doesn't have a power and therefore doesn't want to feel like superpowers are the most powerful thing.
Yeah.
Like, she's like,
it's almost in denial of that basic fact.
Yeah, you know what would actually work? Bombs.
Communications and conventional weaponry.
Her job is to be in charge of the heroes. So, like her job is powers.
But she clearly has a chip on her shoulder about it, right? That was the thing that got the reaction out of her when she was talking to Lisa, where she was like, I may not have a power, you know, like, I'm not a genius, but, you know, I'm holding my own, right? Like,
no, you're not, Lena. Your plans are terrible. And you're not good with people. What do you even bring to the table?
On Taylor's side of it, I liked that she called out, like, well, if they have an advantage, we're buying time, right? Like, we're stalling, Weld and I are stalling Mannequin. I feel like we've seen this a lot, especially against the 9, who are impossible to beat. Just like the value of stalling against an opponent who is better than you. Yeah. And I was also thinking, like, and it's also great that we keep hitting that beat because it's like free narrative tension, right? There's like so many inescapable situations, and you're just eagerly turning the page to be like, how?
Glory Girl
how
is melting. This was one of the most painful chapters to stop reading after. Because you're just like, no, what's happening to Victoria? No, what is it?
Oh, man.
I kind of feel like what might happen now is that Jack and Bonesaw, like, drop their biological weapon and then everyone leaves. Like, the rest of the 9 leave. It's like, I'm not sure we're going to chase them for a whole other arc. I mean, we have a lot more of this arc left, but if they don't kill Jack, that's like that loose thread of the world ending that I don't know how we're going to circle back around to it.
Yeah.
This seems to be a very place-based story. I don't think we're going to leave. I don't know. Could be an interesting thread to have to pull on later. But again, I'm not sure how that would arise. So, yeah.
And again, it's like, we're just in the middle of like there's so many moving pieces. Like as
Siberian
kind of
isn't even here. Jack and Boneside don't make any appearance in this chapter.
We have the second bombing run. We have the whole battery thing. There's just like a lot of things.
And Glory Girl is melting.
Did you like seeing Mannequin again?
No, I hate him.
I know. I started out strong on Mannequin on the reread, and now I'm like, this guy. Like, he
just will not stay down.
Yeah, I feel like... Do you remember that game where it's like you're running around? It's for like, you know, you can play it on a lot of things, but on Nintendo Switch, and you're like preparing meals, and you're just like throwing all the food back and forth. I felt like Mannequin was playing Overcooked with these like cars. Like, he's just very efficiently running around the arena, hoisting a car with his 4 arms and just chucking it at Weld.
His 2 sets of arms.
Yeah, over and over and over again. It was funny, like, the contrast to Siberian, right? He's like, I have a plan. I'm doing as efficiently as possible. I'm not playing. Like, this is not fun. This is my work. Stacking cars on top of cash.
And Siberian can play, because she's all powerful, except for her one weakness.
I feel like Taylor was really like, oh my gosh, Mannequin is a specialist in hostile environments. You know, he's a genius. He's a problem solver and a survivor. He's relentless. And, you know,
like, room already.
No, yeah, you know, but this is his specialty, attacking from an indirect angle, you know. She's going on and on and on. And I'm like, Taylor, you are overestimating Mannequin because you keep beating him, right? Like, you can't accept that he's a chump, right? Like, she's like, oh man, it's like, I've never actually had a fair fight against this guy. It's clear like he's so good.
She's feeling discouraged. We need to remember that Mannequin's actually really scary, even though she's beaten him several times.
I love that she gets the drop on him. Because there was the time at the beginning of last arc when he hoists her up 6 stories, you know, when he's stabbing
that's such a good point.
The dog and Amy. And here, he gets to look up and be like, Skitter is flying now. I like to think that his heart quailed, wherever it is inside his chassis, quailed a little bit. And then Taylor no-scope shoots him in the back and knocks him to the ground, which is the most implausible thing in the world. I love it so much. She's like basically thinking, I've only ever seen this happen in movies, but I know the basic tips about like breathe into it, you know, steady your aim, you know, do all of these things. And then she thinks about all of the people that Mannequin had
That's
killed.
why she was able to do it. Because of her inspiration.
Right. And then she's immediately like, how did I manage that? Like, that is insane. So, yeah, what did you think of that moment?
I'm not sure that I had the sense that you seem to be expressing of just how implausible it was. Like, I don't know. Guns seem pretty good. But I take your point that, like,
guns are very dangerous,
scope,
but aiming guns,
it's really hard.
Yeah, and she's like flying on a vehicle. Mannequins is just incredibly agile target.
Before.
Right, no training. To me, this is implausible enough that somehow her power must be helping her. So I was thinking either maybe the proprioception from the remaining bugs actually makes her like really good at the trigonometry.
That's very possible.
Like that could be something. I was also wondering if this is a unintentional sort of like self-triggering where she has this revenge thing. She's remembering all of the times she felt helpless, and that boosts her power a little bit, which gives her even better bug sensing, right? Like, because she's really feeling that feeling, and it's connected to the trauma that like tends to extend her range. Maybe she gets a little bit of extra gun powers. Maybe possible. She's incredibly lucky. Maybe Shamrock's hiding, you know, just around the corner.
She's a protagonist, Ted.
I also really liked that she gets this gun from Trickster, and she has this empty holster on her utility belt that she hasn't used. You know, Chekhov's empty holster. And she's like, oh, the weight of having this gun.
And also, like, the metaphorical weight.
But the gun doesn't stay on the shelf. She uses it, she shoots Mannequin. She's like, okay, I'm going to figure this out.
She uses everything at her disposal.
She gets the grenades.
She's like one grenade left. She's like, the gun won't do anything against Crawler at the end. Yeah. Yeah, she does not hold back in case she needs something later. She uses what she's got. It's an important attribute in a combatant.
Yeah, I had some thoughts about, like, that opening scene with Taylor and her steed. Like, I just love the contrast and just, like, grounding this moment where she is, you know, above the city, getting a higher perspective. She's flying with the ways that her power would be different in this environment. And so she gets both the beat of, like, it's quiet up here. The part of her power that is hypervigilance goes away. Because there are no bugs in the walls. There are no enemies around her. She can see the bomber coming from a great distance away, right? That it reminds me a little bit of the, like, for me, realizing after I started taking anti-anxiety medication, it was sort of like, oh, I was actually feeling this all the time. And it was a constant thing that has now gone away. And so it's like, it's the sort of the relief of, like, I didn't even know, right, that I was on edge all the time.
The only way she can feel that is to be high up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
she also misses it. She's like, what, I have to see with my eyes?
Yes, weird. Yes. It's the natural laziness of the human brain. It's so relatable. It's like,
it's been outsourcing this function.
This is supposed to be easy, so of course you shouldn't want to pay attention to it, right? Like, you have something else that takes care of that. I don't know how it works, but, like, you don't need to watch people with your eyes. That's crazy. I also loved when Taylor's like, Lisa, where are Jack and Bonesaw? And Lisa's like, well, they probably survived. Where would you go?
I know. I loved that question from Lisa because Lisa's like, I will ask the best strategist I know where she would have gone. And that's probably where they went.
Right. Lisa's like, my power isn't helping me cheat. Jack is probably better at me than figuring this out. But so is Taylor. Yeah. So I'm just going to ask Taylor and my power can build off of that. Really, really good.
I wonder if they will find Jack and Bonesaw or if they'll show up.
Yeah.
So that Amy can heal her sister before she melts into a puddle of nothing.
Maybe all of the loose threads got burned away by fire and we won't, you know. It's another narrative cycle, Taylor versus fire. She calls it out. Loon, burn scar.
Yeah.
You know, you go.
It really is the worst thing. Like, I mean, fire and water are both really bad. Like, this vast environmental stuff. Except for darkness, which is great for her.
I like that Gru is using his darkness as, like, fire suppression, like a fire extinguisher, I think.
Yes.
Sundancer, we got confirmed the thing where Sundancer can use her sun to starve the other fires, which it was fun because we had that detail a chapter or two ago, and I liked that Wildbow, like, spelled it out the second time it came up. I thought that was really fun. Very good writing technique. Something else about Taylor's gun, of course, her first night out against the ABB, she had a very, like, ooh, they have guns reaction.
And I mean that reaction to Tattletale's gun in the headquarters.
So
in the loft.
It's very fitting in Arc 14 that, you know, we're sort of...
She's finally firing a gun.
Exactly. Taking one more step to whatever her destination is.
Destination, saving people. I want her to save everyone. I want her to defeat the Endbringers and save the world.
That sounds great.
That's what I want.
That sounds like, you know, the first season of Heroes. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Taylor is a hero.
Yeah, so it's the same story. Good, okay.
Yeah, it's a season, summer in Brockton Bay.
There are multiple heroes. I'm not sure. Is Madison a cheerleader? Is there a cheerleader?
Is there a cheerleader? They're all cheerleader coded, but I don't know that there was any mention of cheerleading.
Yeah, it's unclear.
Well, we know Sophia's actually an athlete, so she's
right.
Unlikely.
She's not a cheerleader, probably. Yeah, I mean cheerleaders are also athletes, but like
fair. That is a good call out.
But you know, a different sport.
I didn't intend it that way, but yeah. She doesn't have time to cheerlead because of her other athletics. Yeah, some really good... Taylor's observations about Weld versus Mannequin are also great. Just sort of like the dynamics of their combat. She's really good at just like identifying that stuff really quickly.
I love that. It's so fun to read that kind of analysis during a combat.
Playing into sort of her ability to size people up. You know, it's not just about like goofy power combos. It really is like a deep understanding of how cape fights work.
This one's about to be lost unless she or someone else, but probably her, can do something about it.
I really liked when Mannequin gestured at Crawler, you know, pinched his hands together to his mouth and then splayed them out towards him. It's like, oh, he's blowing Crawler a kiss. And then I remembered what was about to happen.
Oh, so bad. Crawler is too powerful.
Weld versus Crawler, like, he needles his arm into Crawler's eye, which barely does anything. It just lets Weld use his body weight to kind of, like, twist Crawler in, like, a different direction. It's some really, like, the action is just really fun.
Yeah.
In this chapter. An underrated worm combat. I was obviously speeding through this the first time. So rereading this, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I forgot Mannequin was here. I forgot Weld gets cut in half. You know,
it's like a real
really
bummer
good.
that I don't get to find out immediately what happened to Victoria. But it's great that we take so much time to go through these fights because we get to see all the rich details.
Yeah, rich in all kinds of different metal ores.
Exactly, yeah. I do wonder what the experience is like of like having someone make a podcast at this level of detail about your work. Like it must be very unnerving. Be like, what are they going to say? Do they like it? Do they have problems with it? But it also must be so satisfying to have like the details that you took so much care with be called out as like, oh, I loved that detail. Like that's always the best thing.
I hope that has been Wildbow's experience. I do suspect that 15 years on in the fandom, there aren't a lot of new takes under the sun. Like, I hope we've had a few, but I think there's been a lot.
I'm sure we've at least used some new words to talk about.
Yes.
But even so, I'm sure it's nice to have people appreciate your little lines and details. Yes. And I don't know how many podcasts have done it like this in depth on each chapter.
Yeah, no, I think we're insane for doing it this way.
We're uniquely insane.
I also know, like, Wildbow has grown as a writer.
Oh, yeah.
And so I do hope that it's like, this is like, whatever the problems are that Wildbow sees with Worm, he's seen those problems for years and years and years, but hopefully being reminded of some of the really great details is pleasant.
I mean, hopefully it is more of like, hey, even when I was not the same writer that I am today, I was still able to do lots of good stuff.
Yeah. And maybe there's stuff that's like, oh yeah, I did do that. I don't know.
I mean, it's hard.
15 years is a long time.
It's hard to analyze when I haven't read the whole thing, but I feel like this is a story that works. Like,
yeah.
I am very critical of, like, stories lose me easily if I'm like, oh, that's what's going on here. Those characters feel fake. Like, that. What is even happening here? And, like, this story hasn't lost me. No. Yeah.
That's good. Worm is good.
Worm is good. Well, we figured it out. Now we can stop. I'll never find out if Flurry Girl gets melted by acid.
The last thing I wanted to say about the chapter is I think, pegging Crawler...
You were pegging Crawler?
It's very dangerous, I know. Wow. As kind of... I was making the mistake that people make about Weld, which is like, he's a big, scary brute, so he's not going to be so clever.
Oh,
but he is smart enough to intuit Victoria's weakness.
Yep.
I don't think it's plausible that he knew. I think it's just he's like, oh, her power protects her, her skin, but like, I'm strong. Maybe I can, basically maybe I can beat that.
Yeah.
And he was right. It's just an incredibly intelligent choice on his part to... Yes. He's like, I'm not done spitting acid on people, and I'm going to make this work.
I'm just very worried about her.
Yeah, well, if we wrap this up, I
could find out. I could watch her die.
Oh, yeah. It'd be sad. Glory Girl becomes Gory Girl, and then Gone Girl.
Rough.
Do you have any other predictions?
I am very concerned about the biological warfare thing happening, like, imminently.
Yeah. Maybe they're just dead. Maybe they're just dead off screen. That'd be awesome.
I don't
Piggot
think they're the kind of characters that would die off screen. Unless we're about to face Piggot as the ultimate enemy. And
who are the kind of characters that would die off screen, Jenny?
Characters who we don't have names for.
Okay. No named characters will die off screen.
Have any named characters died off screen? Like, I guess you could say that Bakura, but, like, no, because we kind of saw them moment her death.
I think Gallant was a little bit of a shock.
You're right.
That was the one.
Some characters died off screen in the Leviathan fight. I feel like that was a singular event. We'll see. I did predict that Endbringers would attack again.
Bonesaw's Endbringer summoning serum. Could be bad.
She would have that. No, they're all coming for Noelle. So the next one's going to come for her too.
The 9 haven't been going for Noelle at all. Like, what are they doing?
Well, they've been kind of run off their feet.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
Really keeping them dancing.
It's true.
They've been unraveled.
I would love to have seen Mannequin try to infiltrate Coil's base to try to get into Noelle's vault. So
he would.
So he could stick a knife into her that says, like, change yourself or whatever, you know?
Right, did he just leave it on, like, Coyle's front step?
He delivers it. Like,
he hired a courier.
Please give this.
Yeah.
Puts it inside all of the food that arrives for her. So, you know, she finds it in her lunch.
That would be fun and sneaky.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, oh, it's so cool that they're named the Unravelers, because, like, it's great that they're, like, taking down all these villains. And I was like, we named them that.
Yeah.
That was not the text that did that.
Yeah.
But it is a great name for them.
It is a good name for them.
Well done.
Well, Prey 14.6 starts. Wards, Weld hollered. Crawler and...
Mannequin, probably. Okay, so he's gonna, like, you know, he's the boss of the wards. He's gonna marshal them against, hopefully, and Clockblocker isn't back yet, but Vista can do something to Crawler, keep him from eating Glory Girl, hopefully, give Clockblocker time to wake up. I'm not sure he really needed to tell the wards that Crawler and Mannequin are attacking. Like, I feel like they would have noticed already.
Intuited it. Crawler's kind of hard to
observed it with
miss.
their eyes.
Yeah.
Not their bugs, but their eyes.
Yeah.
It's going to be another fun action sequence, and hopefully Glory Girl doesn't die. Hopefully no one else dies either. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
Except for Crawler and Mannequin. Mannequin can maybe finally die. I would love that.
What's keeping him clinging to life, narratively?
Well, he's a problem for our
You're just saying you've had
characters.
enough.
I'm saying I've had enough, yes.
Okay.
Well, they've
He's
almost
overexposed.
killed him several times, or at least once. And he got bombed, and he didn't die, and...
Yeah, I was so excited Taylor shot him, and I was like, did she kill Mannequin? No, he rolls out, like, he gets back on his feet.
Fine. But I do feel like Mannequin dying would be a reasonable outcome. Like, you know, we had the whole thing with Brian and the fridge and all, like, and, you know, we lost Burnscar. Hurrah. Yeah. And now I feel like with all of this effort and nonsense and stuff, like, maybe
we deserve a Mannequin.
Maybe they've bought the death of Mannequin.
Yeah, we deserve a Mannequin.
Yeah.
We haven't earned a Jack and a Bonesaw yet, but we deserve a Mannequin.
And we fought Mannequin so often that, like, we don't need to keep him around for further fights. We've almost not fought Crawler at all. So
how many arms does he have at once? You don't want to see Mannequin with 10 arms?
I'm not that interested in Mannequin with 10 arms. Feels like more of the same.
What if he's trying to become more bug-like to stick it to Skitter?
Well, the more bug-like he becomes, the closer she'll be to controlling him.
Incredible. Incredible.
I want her to meet, an enemy who's, like, a bug cape, and she can control them. That would be so fun.
That would be awesome.
Okay, but I do feel like we've been whittling down the 9. Crawler is too strong to kill right now.
Yeah.
I believe. Mannequin is killable. We've seen him almost killed before. We fought him a bunch of times. I think it's time for him to die.
Okay.
And he is going to buy the lives of Jack and Bonesaw and Crawler and Siberian because he's going to be the only one who dies here.
Boo.
I mean, yes, boo, because I also want them to die. But it'll be nice to get rid of Mannequin. Maybe.
Okay. I'm for it. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. As I said earlier in the episode, I've come. Mannequin has fallen very far in my esteem.
Yeah, he's done.
It's I think number 1 Bonesaw, number 2 Crawler now maybe. You know, we'll see how this ends up.
You mean in terms of, like, how powerful they are, or how much you want them to die, or how much you like them?
How much I like them.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was having a lot of fun with Crawler last episode, but
I don't like him dissolving Glory Girl. No.
But I don't like any of the others. So there's a big gap.
All right. Well, I think I predicted enough
for this episode
of Inchworm.
Worm is a web serial by J.C. McCrae. You can read Worm at parahumans.wordpress.com and support the author at patreon.com/wildvote. Follow us on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Inchworm Podcast, or find our Discord link and any other updates on inchwormpodcast.com.